Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Okay, so tonight I said I was going to bring Connor back so that he could teach us more about how Templars mapped out the earth and what they mean by Novo Ordo Seclorum. Okay, so you know how we do here. We wait a couple of minutes for people to come in, and once they come in, we'll do a brief commercial, and then I'll bring Connor in to educate us, and then I'll close out the show with tomorrow's group training class. Okay? All right, guys. So I'm here, I'm in the background. Okay? We're going to wait for people to come in, and then I'm going to bring Connor in. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you. Okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. As you come in, leave a comment, leave a comment, leave a comment. As you come in, leave a comment. Okay, wonderful. So, before we get started, really quickly, remember hold on, tomorrow is our group session, our private group session that we do once a month. It's on the screen. I'm providing the link right now. Okay, that is the link to join the session for tomorrow, right? Okay, so you know how we do. If you have it, you pay it. If you have some, you say, hey, Renetta, I don't have anything. I'd like to pay something and I'd like to be in the class. And if you don't have it, just say, hey, Renetta, can I be in the class this month? We never tell you no. We never tell you no. All we ask is that when you come to class, just respect the fact that it's a group setting. Really quickly, my goal this year is for us to start teaching each other. So the group session is going to be us teaching each other. And why is that important? The reason why that is important is because a student must become a teacher must become a master. Right? So I need to know that you guys are now ready. You guys are capable. You guys can see, you understand information, and now it's time for you guys to be able to convey information. So, the movie that you have to watch, the movie that you have to watch is Day Shift. That is the movie you have to watch and study and take notes. And then tomorrow for the group session, we're going to be teaching each other based upon what you learned from the movie. Okay? So you got to study that movie, take your notes, and then we'll be teaching each other. Okay? All right, wonderful. So, with that said, we're going to bring Conor in. Hey, Conor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, wonderful. Let me
Give
know.
me 1 second. I'm just trying to set everything up.
Okay, all right. So I'll just let's see. I'll just mute you until you're ready. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So, where we left off last night, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys was about Heru or Horus. Connor, when you're ready, just let me know. The last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was Heru and Horus and why the Mexican flag is Horus destroying the serpent. I had someone very high up who worked as a secret service for the president. And they always said to me, they said, listen, the New World Order was never in New York. The New World Order is Mexico, because Mexico is where the pyramids are. But Egypt in Africa and Mexico, they have pyramids, but none of them have the pyramids with the eye in the capstone. The only place I found pyramids with eyes in the capstone is Texas. And I actually have the photos of pyramids all over Texas with an eye in the capstone. Okay. I have photos and videos. So Horus, or what the Greeks call, who the Greeks call Horus, and who the people of Kemet or Egypt called Heru, Heru represents the defeat of the serpents. And that is the Mexican flag, which I found really interesting. Con, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Okay, so Con, I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to be background learning from you as well. Take your time. And if you need to share screen, just let me know. Okay. Let me do a
Okay,
quick roll call. Quick roll call.
sure.
Avion, Zuri, Connor, Occult, Sherry, Andrea, Cindy, Ursula, Captain, I am, Arjo, Isaac. Welcome. And oh, by the way, unfortunately, okay, yeah, just Connor, go for it. I'm in the back.
Alrighty. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about Horus for a quick second, and then I'm going to get into the Templars. Okay. There we go. Should be. There we go. Okay. So we're going to talk about Heru for a second. So he is the son of Azor, or Greek name Osiris and Isis. So we're gonna give. So we're gonna talk about him for a little bit, and and then we're gonna talk about his later warships later on. So Horus is the son and heir of Osiris, and he found out that his uncle Set was a traitor. And remember, Set murdered and his brother Osiris. Now, what's interesting is that Heru is the god of kingship, healing, protection, the sun, and the sky. Now, this is it's interesting. Horus, or Heru, is the great grandson of Ra. Yes, Ra. Now, I want to show you something. The pharaohs often associated with many deities, and again, Egypt was a theocracy as well. Pharaoh was the high priest, which is like the Vatican today. Horus was the protector of the pharaoh, and the pyramid texts are very important. They describe the nature of the pharaoh with both Horus and Osiris. The pharaoh represents Horus in life and Osiris in death. Now, the pharaoh was one of the gods. Now, I want you to take note of something here. Heru was worshipped for thousands of years, and he still is revered today. There's the ancient Egyptian religion today is called Kemetism. You can look it up too. Here, I'll show you. Kemetism. And it still exists today. This is a shrine. I'm going to show you guys. Oops. If only they can just, okay. Okay. But this is an example of a altar, a shrine. That's an altar. Okay, so we have Bastet, Sekhmet. Remember, she is the vampire of the unholy trinity, as Rianetta mentioned. Anubis, Nephis, Thoth, and Serket. Now, watch this. I want to bring this. Serket is the goddess of healing venomous stings and bites in Egyptian fact. She is associated with the scorpion, but sometimes, but she is the daughter of Neith and Khnum, making her sister to Sobek, the crocodilian god, and Apophis. Now, what did we just learn yesterday? We learned that Donald Moses Trump and Eisenhower Moses were building and replicating from the Book of Numbers, building a T-shaped structure with a bronze serpent, remember? And it resembles a modern day transformer or electrical pole. Now, what we're here learning today is that she is the protector against venom and snakebite. Serket was often said to protect the deities from Apophis, the great snake demon of evil. Now, listen to this. Is of many of the venomous creatures of Egypt could prove fatal. Serket was also considered the protector of the dead. Who else? I want everyone to write in the comments. Press 1 if you're following. And I also want everyone to answer, who else is a protector of the dead besides Serket? Renetta's got it. Isis and her sister Nephthys as well. Those four are the main protectors of the dead. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Thus she was thus said to be protector of tents of embalmers, and of Knepic jar associated with venom. The jar of intestine, which was deified later as Quebesunithum, one of the four sons of Horus. The four sons of Horus were the protectors of the organs in the afterlife. Now, we're going to go back. Yep, go back to Horus for a second. Does anyone remember what Renetta showed you yesterday? The Greek temples looking like a motherboard? Well, Heru's equivalent is the Greek god Apollo. Apollo is the same thing as Horus. Now, let's go to Hathor for a second. Hathor, her father is Ra. Now listen to this. She is also the protector of the pharaohs. She's one of the several goddesses who acted as the Eye of Ra. Now, the Eye of Ra split, forming Hathor and Sekhmet, the first vampire, or the anti-god of the father of the unholy trinity. Now, as we go into this, Sekhmet is also the goddess of medicine. Now, although she was a vengeful power of Ra, she's also wife to the god Ptah. Remember I mentioned Ptah yesterday? His Greek equivalent is, or Roman, is Phaeton, who visited Susa Valley in Turin, Italy. Press 1 if you guys are following. Now, remember when we mentioned it before? She was also the mother of the lion-headed war god Mahes. Remember we were mentioning him before? Remember Mahes that we discussed? Exactly, yes. Santa Elena's Lion Gate. Yes, this is him. He's also considered to be the son of Ra and the feline goddess Bastet. Bastet is cat, the cat god, a protector as well. But also, listen to this. Mahes was set to fight Ra's arch enemy, the serpent Apophis, aka the blue serpent of the Aztec mythology, Texcatlipoca, blue Texcatlipoca. Now, the Templar, now going into the Templars right now. Mahes was revered by the Templars. Now, before their order was dissolved and went their separate ways in their very own schism. The schism happened exactly. You got it. When the schism happened around 1306, they were founded in 1118, 1119. These are their founders. Now, it's a Catholic military order. However, it developed to be into a very, very syncretic evil order, as I mentioned before. Now, here we go. Jerusalem, as we mentioned before, was their kingdom. Now, this is the Grand Master who caused which caused for it to be, for it to have a schism within the order. The New World Order Templars, as I call them, the Novus Ordo Seclorum Templars, wanted absolute control over all the world. So they started slaughtering people for no reason. This is the guy who wanted to put a stop to this. Now, in 1099, the Priory of Sion was established. These people protected the bloodlines of royal families and the royal families of France and England due to their bloodline to Christ. Now, the Priory of Sion were also knights, but they were separate from the Knights Templar. Now, what happened is that when the Knights Templar were established, the Priory of Sion went with them to Jerusalem, the Holy Land, but the Priory wanted them to protect people living in Jerusalem from barbaric invaders. Now, this is what happened. When the Kingdom of Jerusalem was established, the Priory of Sion did not want a kingdom being established. This began the conflict between the Templars who protected the bloodlines and protected treasures and protected the people versus the ones who wanted power and were corrupt. However, the kings of Jerusalem were chosen by the Grand Master of the Knights Templar, and the reason why they choose a specific king, they choose because of their bloodline to the Merovingian kings. And the Plantagenets of England are related to the kings of Jerusalem before this war took place.
I have a question, Connor.
Go ahead.
If the ancient 12 tribes are people from the Middle East, how is it that we hear of these European kings being related when Europe only entered the picture when the Eastern Church fell at the hands of the Vatican? So, can you explain that to me?
Absolutely. So before everyone else was aware of, everybody in Europe thought they were the only continent, basically. However, secret explorations started by the kings of Europe started marrying into the royal families of the Middle East and into Asia and into Africa. Now, what's interesting about that is that the house of Kasambura, which descends from the house of Atlantis, as I like to call them, which the direct bloodline of the gods, they spread out through missionaries to obtain knowledge, to exchange goods with other countries. They also married into the country's rulers, meaning into the royal family. So that's how they're all related to each other. So that's how no one else knew about this, because there was a huge cover up by the people at the very top of the Vatican censoring that they found historical texts mentioning that there are royal princesses and princes marrying into the royal families of Asia, the Middle East, and into Africa. That started a war with the Knights Templar before their schism because they obtained that knowledge. They were originally sent there to find forbidden knowledge. And again, knowledge is power. The Vatican wanted to take control of that. So, what they would do? Cover it up. So, that caused a schism in the Templars between one side who wanted to share knowledge with the world and protect these bloodlines, and the other side who just wanted power for themselves. 1306, Jacques de Molay was in the cause of a war between the Templars within his order. Now, this is where we get to something interesting. I have here Chartres Cathedral, built before the Templar splits. Do you guys see a cruciform T? Type 1. Now, there's an underground chamber containing the Merovingian kings, the kings that they married into from the Middle East. They also have some pharaohs in there as well, but the French authorities won't tell you. Also, this is the cathedral that the Priory of Sion began to protect the royal bloodlines. Now, however, the corrupt Templars started taking control of these cathedrals. Now, I had this marked. Now, I put these into ley lines connecting, and they're all aligned with each other. This is Notre Dame de Paris, right here, and it's aligned with Chartres Cathedral. Now, Notre Dame is also connected with Sainte-Chapelle, built by Louis IX. This cathedral is in Paris. Notre Dame de Paris, if you want to look at Chartres Cathedral, is in Chartres, France. Here, I'll type it in for you guys. Chartres Cathedral. There you go. You guys can take a look at it. Now, this is what's also interesting. There's also a line here, and it's pointing through Italy to the pyramid mountain of Mount Musine, aka Mount Manu or Meru. Again, different cultures has passed through the Susa Valley. This is a pyramid. It's also on the St. Michael the Archangel ley line that I mentioned yesterday, but watch this. It's also pointed to Vatican City. Now listen here. Why would the Templars align their most interesting, most precise sites on the planet, the Vatican? Watch this. Because the Vatican also points to something. And it cuts right through Greece. I'm just looking to see if there's any sites that are pointed through this. Yes, you're right, Andrea. It is a key. Ah, look at this. There's an ancient wall here. Now, why would why would the Templars align their churches into ancient sites with Greece as well? Captain, I will reveal that in a second. Now, cuts right through Greece here. And it points directly to the Dome of the Rock, forming a perfect 90-degree angle. Now, this is a 90-degree angle here, forming an A. Watch this. It's also pointed to the Gaza Strip, to the Great Pyramid. Now watch this. Again, the Great Pyramid aligns with the Temple of Edfu in Egypt that I showed you yesterday. Now watch this. It's also making a curvature here. And it's creating something. This is cutting right through Florida. Now watch this. So they're harvesting the power of Teotihuacan and Big Ben. Excuse me, I was having a glass of tea. Now, going right through New Mexico. This is Trump's plan, who is a Templar, king of the Jews. He's harvesting these particular sites in the ancients, the Novus Ordo Seclorum Templars, after 1306, and they are called the Order of Christ now. They all connect to the American Southwest. And they're creating a portal. And they're starting to weaponize the energy of the earth. So they're starting to harvest the earth's ley lines. And it goes right into the spider. So, hold on one second. I'm going to go to the Temple of Edfu. Before this new structure here, this is the original. What do you see? Good. Lion head. What else do you see? Yes. What else? Don't you see a Stonehenge looking site right here? Exactly. A circuit board. You are on it. Rianetta, could you highlight that, please? Motherboard is correct. Circuit board is correct. This was the Roman structure. This is the original. The Edfu Temple. This is the Temple of Horus. right here. Now, I'm going to show you what we got through yesterday. It's in direct correlation. It's also pointing to another temple if it loads. If it loads. I'm just going to give it a second. Okay, it did not go through. Okay, here we go. Now it's going. To the Vatican of ancient Egypt. Heliopolis, the temple of Atum, or Ra, which exactly matches CERN.
Hey, Connor, go to images. Go to images. Okay. Now do a side by side of CERN and Vatican City. Yeah,
Okay,
click the second one, not that one. The second or third one. Yeah,
this one?
click that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And now do a side by side. Let me
okay.
remove this. Make it smaller.
Okay,
Top. I don't know how to make stuff smaller yet. Yeah. And then now go open the Vatican City complex you just opened.
okay. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I gotta stop doing. I might have to share my entire screen here.
Oh, okay. No problem. Take your time.
Heliopolis
Take your time.
Temple. Egypt from the air. Okay, I need to put Cairo since it's in Cairo. Okay. Okay, this
The
is what we're
Vatican.
doing.
Yeah, the Vatican Heliopolis, the one that looks like CERN, I said.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna do this. Okay.
There you go.
All
And
right.
then put that next
Could
to
you?
the Large Hadron Collider.
Yep. Could you put it on the
Yeah, sure.
screen?
Let me bring you in. Yeah.
Do you guys see a
See?
correlation?
Yep. Yep. It's designed like CERN. Clear as
Now,
day. And
now,
it's also designed like the tunnel to build the dumbs, the tunnel boring machines to build dumbs. It's designed the exact same way.
yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now,
Hmm. Okay, I'll mute.
let me just close out a few things because I'm teaching here. Okay, Vatican of ancient Egypt. This is where this is the altar. This would be two other obelisk sites. Now, they've been destroyed. Combine those together, you would get an electrical pyramid. And it would be like the Large Hadron Collider. Here it is, the three, I should say, 15,000 years version. I believe it was built 15,000 years ago. It existed on an earlier site. To this. So they were harvesting nuclear and atomic power 15,000 years ago. Right here, the Vatican of ancient Egypt right here. Now, if it can load. Yes, you got it. Arcs. You got it, Isaac. Arcs. Exactly. Now, what does Trump want again? Key. Key to the Gulf of Mexico. Hold on. Key to this. The Templars have a time portal from here. Okay. To right here. So that means they settled in this area to build their sites. They were in the Americas before using mana. Yes. Now, going back to what I showed yesterday. I'm going to show you something crazy. Oh, I'm going to bang your heads. If it can load. These damn people. Oh, oh, I'm going to bang you guys on the heads from this one. Ah, does this look like a cell to you? You see a face, also called an egg, and you have an A here, and this is his tomb. And if you zoom out again, what do you get? A dragon! Renetta, scream!
I'm here. I'm watching. Oh my goodness. Go ahead, Conor.
Now,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good, good, good.
Watch this. Dragon. Oh. This is a Chinese dragon. And it's holding a little ball here. What happened to my... Oh, there you go. Okay. What's within the dragon?
He's holding a ball like all the ancient kings.
Exactly. It looks like an egg or a cell, right? Here's the nucleus, which holds your DNA. Vacuoles, which hold your water. Mitochondria, the power. Now watch this. I know it's right next to something. Ancient Chinese tombs are always connected to something. Now, remember what I showed you yesterday? The dragon, right here, yes, points directly to Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire. They're harvesting and they're going to bring back serpent energy, and Chinese called energy chi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chi.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did I just establish here?
They're all connected.
They're all connected.
And there's a fertilized egg in Tenochtitlan, the same
Yes,
using the same Earth grid pattern. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Now, we're going to investigate in my insight now. Oh, there it is. Ah, very well, if Google, if that's how you want to play. One day I'm going to make you my bitch. Uh, I'll just zoom in on this one. Oh my gosh, they're covering all the sites. That's what they're doing. Okay. Well,
They are.
all all the Mayan sites, oops, in the Yucatan are pointing to an Egyptian guy right here, Set, who is the base. You can tell there's tunnels here. Now this.
Stop right there. Do you see a sphinx? That
Yep,
makes a sphinx facing South America. You see it? The whole thing.
yep,
Look at it. Yeah. You see it?
yes. You can see a
And then
ship too.
I was about to say it morphs into a ship. Yep. You got
Yep,
it. There's two faces. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
here we go. One second. Do you guys see? a correlation here. King Pakal, the Mayan king of Palenque, is going up to the sky in a spaceship. What's this? A spaceship. A
That's a
s-
ship.
and it's pointing underground bases. So underneath this trench right here into Mex- Mexico.
It's facing South America.
Yep.
Um,
What's another ancient site too? The
Incans.
Incas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hey, Rena, look at this. I'm gonna highlight this. Don't you guys see a dog? Ah, come on, man. Do you guys see Anubis right here? Renetta, are you seeing this?
I'm not surprised at all. I am not surprised at all.
Remember that song? Snoop
Yeah.
Doggy came from the depths of the sea.
Came from the depths of the sea. Connor, you on it, brother. Whoa!
Look at all these tunnels. The Pacific. Oh,
ISIS told me that's the Atlantean road. And you see that one
yep.
up there? Looks like a white dragon.
Oh my gosh. Let's
Right
highlight
there.
it.
Right there. Right there. Yeah. Right there.
Are you guys
Snoop
seeing?
said he came from the depths of the sea. I almost fell off my chair when I read that.
Are you guys seeing this? Or
Yep.
he's also pointing to China.
Oh, I was listening to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and he said in chapter 8, he said, these people went and brought these ancient priests, the godless priests, went and brought up beings from the depths. And these beings love blood. So we're looking at it. Mm-hmm.
Right here. You guys are not paying attention to the viewers out there who are saying, oh, no, this is just impossible. Right here. A dragon, a white dragon. Who is the white dragon? Kukulkan. Quetzalcoatl.
And he was in the depths. And he's right next to Lahaina. What happened to Lahaina with all those missing children? Queen V thought the Atlanteans said that the evil priest class that took over the planet went and brought up ancient beings that were bound in the depths that should never have been brought up.
Does anyone see the goddess Mat, the Egyptian goddess of justice?
I'm seeing the outline.
Are you guys seeing this? Count
Yep,
one if you're following.
yep. And then the Egyptian Sphinx at the top of it.
Right here. And Trump, I'm actually going to do it. Appalachia. Texas, right?
Abilene.
The shape is interesting. Look at this.
The shape looks like
Yes, look at this.
a creature facing east.
Let's find out. Renetta, stop me if you see anything interesting.
Sure. There's an Air Force base in Abilene, Texas. Oh, Lord.
What does that look like? A gray? Let's check it out. You see
Is
the
that
eyes?
Carlsbad? It's north of Carlsbad? Mm-mm-mm.
Yep, right here. You can tell there's a false beard here. Oh my gosh, you see a pharaonic outline. I can see like a Uraeus or something right here. This is a pharaoh. We have just detected a pharaoh right here. North right here. And it's pointing directly to here. Let's see what other treasures we might see.
Dumbs. All that what you're crossing over is Dumbs. White Sands.
Yep,
Uh-huh.
look at this.
I think they're building Dumbs going to Central Texas. Because the Dumbs are usually in the western part, like the desert southwest. I think they're gonna be moving the Dumbs into Central.
287.83 miles from there. From Abilene, where the portal is. Look at that. And there's Big Bend right here. Hold on a second. It's forming a shape here. Okay. Here to Abilene, to Big Bend, Renetta.
I
I
see.
just jumped off my chair.
I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And right past Carlsbad. Interesting. 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 And Fort Bliss is on just a couple degrees south of Abilene in latitude. Oh, wow. Wow. Whoa. Okay. Air Force Base. Air Force, the USAF is the one who controls the Stargate program, not the CIA. And the
Yep.
CIA is constantly in the series, the CIA is constantly trying to steal the technology.
Yes.
I mean, this shit is really crazy.
And it's pointing to something. Okay. Child, the point began here.
I know
It's
exactly where it's pointing. It's pointing to the undersea base under New York City, the underwater base. That would be Apophysis base, right off the coast of New York.
We just saw where they're doing it.
Hmm. So that means they're moving the domes towards the center.
Wow. You know, it's when I'm especially teaching, we just found something new here. Incredible. Okay, we're going to talk about Matt real quick before we move on. She's the goddess of truth, balance, order, harmony, law, morality, and justice. She regulates the stars, the seasons. She also brought deities for who brought order from chaos at the moment of her creation. Her opposite is Isfet. She is the daughter of Ra and Hathor. Her consort is Thoth. Nope. Thoth is the god of the moon. Wisdom, knowledge, writing, hieroglyphs, science, magic, art, and judgment. His chief temple was at Hermopolis in Upper Egypt. His Greek and Roman are Hermes and Mercury. Now, watch this. Going back to Ra, his brother, Apophis, Sobek, and Sarket. We just established these two.
Connor, give me a second. Keep talking.
Sure. This is Horus genealogy to Ra. Now, this is what gets interesting. Ra is also identified as Atum. Okay, Ra has another name. Atum. Atum is the same thing. He created himself as the father of Shu and Tefnut, a divine couple and ancestors of other Egyptian deities and pharaohs. He's closely associated with the sun. Now, going back to Ra. Oop, hold on a second. Going back to Ra. What did we learn last time? Ra binded Apophis in a 360 degrees. And we cracked it yesterday. Now, who does Trump want to bring back? The white, the red, and the blue Tezcatlipoca. Now, watch this. Ra and Apeb. Apeb represents darkness and disorder. This is a good picture of Apophis. Now, it's called the Lord of Chaos. Now, Apophis' origin after he was born from Ra, from his umbilical cord. Apophis sprang from the saliva of the goddess Neith when she was still in primordial waters. Her spit became a snake 120 yards long, but Apophis was commonly known to exist at the beginning of time in the waters of new or primordial chaos. Now, Set was Ra's protector against Apophis. This began every night. Yes, Renetta has got it. Apophis is the umbilical cord of the primordial waters, as above, so below. The Freemason insignia of the Knights Templar, as above, so below. The ancient wisdom and it forms the pyramid that Rionetta mentioned. Here you go. As above. Oops. As above, so below.
And remember the red Tezcatlipoca that's in the Grand Canyon that I showed yesterday? That's the symbol on the face of the red Tezcatlipoca. Remember?
Right
That's
here.
the compass.
Right
That's the
here.
compass. Yeah, the compass. Yeah. Yeah.
Renetta,
Yeah.
we just cracked it.
This is something. That's the symbol on the face. You want me to show you? Let me show you
Yeah,
really
here, I'll
quickly.
stop sharing my screen for a second.
No problem. I'll just for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just share the screen here. Percent. Okay. You see it here?
Yep.
This is the structure in the Grand Canyon. This is the structure. This is the full structure. What the whole thing looks like. It's the red Tezcatlipoca, right? And this is his
Right.
face. Okay, so we're going to focus on his face now. That's the symbol right there. You see it?
Yep.
And then this is the face above it. But watch this. Watch this. That symbol is here. There's a gate here, some kind of door here. And that same symbol is on the ground here. What the hell is this? Look, and it's pointing into this hole. You see it? The same
Do you
exact
see,
symbol.
do you see an ankh there too?
Where? Where's the ankh? In the symbol? In this
Yeah,
symbol?
in the symbol.
Yeah. The ankh, the head of the ankh is like this.
Yep.
Yeah. This is clear. But what is this? You see, it's
Can you
facing this way to look like a compass, and it's an ankh this way pointing into this hole.
zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, it gets blurry once you because I didn't do. You see it?
I see a face
And
there
it's
too.
yeah,
A
and it's
snake.
huge. It's huge. Yeah. I see what you're
Look at
saying. I
that.
see a gray.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But what is it? It's some kind of structure. You see it?
It looks like, let's look it up.
It looks like a compass. It looks like an ankh, but it's pointing this way and it's pointing straight into this hole, which was clearly built by something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to take over your presentation. You go for
It's
it. I'm
okay.
done. Go ahead. Go back on it.
All right. So the ankh represents life, the idea of guidance, direction, and balance. It is associated with the compass, what you just showed us, often interpreted as a spiritual journey or finding one's path in life through a connection to a higher power, Ra, or the gods, and the creator. And it's directly associated with the Freemason pyramid. That's what it says. This is what it says right here. And also, compass symbolizes navigation, finding your way, aligning oneself to the true north, metaphorically to represent spiritual direction or seeking inner truth. That's the Ankh.
Yeah. So the Ankh is a compass.
Yes, it
See?
is.
So, oh my God. Remember when I looked on the face last night? I said, oh my God, that's the symbol used to draw a circle. And that's why the Mason has the compass and square in a circle. And that structure is in the Grand Canyon that I just showed you.
And I think we know what they're trying to do now. They're trying
Okay,
to turn on an ancient energy grid, and
grid, exactly.
they're trying to harvest people's
Yeah, Sharon.
souls.
Yeah,
And
what they're
sharing is
trying,
right.
but what they're trying to do is they're trying to turn on the ancient Atlantean grid, but
Yep,
corrupt the frequency of what comes out of it.
that's what they're going to do. And they're gonna, and then Apophis will be brought back. And I have this theory. You might find this interesting. The blue text and the red text called interesting on your calendar. Ooh, sorry. The blue and the red Texcatli polka are after certain bloodlines. And then, when they sacrifice them, take off their skin. And I think there's a cloning process to transform them into cyborgs for power.
I think so because they bathe themselves in the blood of the victims. That's the red Tezcatlipoca.
Yeah,
That's who was bound by Ra in the Grand Canyon, and someone
yes,
went and opened it and raised him. But he is the one who likes to flay, skin alive the humans, and then wear their skin. And we know now why they wear their skin, so that they could become that group of people they're trying to take over and pose as them while they exterminate the true people. That's like, that's that. So they would go into culture, get into the culture, and then begin kidnapping the people, peeling off their skin, wearing their skin dressed up as them.
yes, that's what I would say too. Here, I'm just closing out a few things. Did you guys learn something today?
This was incredible, Connor. So, Connor, let's wrap it up. It's an hour and 14 minutes. Connor, this
Yep,
was amazing. Really, 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 really good. Thank you.
no problem.
How'd you like to write? You can close it out, let people know how they can email you, discuss, etc., etc. Go for it.
Oh, okay, so you can message me through email. I'm putting in my email now. So I'm going to start a monthly session like Renetta is doing, and I'm going to talk about my specialty on royal bloodlines. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to move it to February, and we're going to talk about African royal bloodlines. And if you guys want to join, I'm going to start out free for right now, but later on, I'm going to eventually charge later on. I'm still figuring things out. And if you have any questions or like to email me anytime, feel free to do that. And just let me know if you need anything. I also am starting one-on-one consultations if you want to do that as well. and talk about your bloodlines, and maybe I can give you a hand of how to trace it and stuff, feel free to email me that as well.
Connor, great job. Thank you so much. Isaac, I'm going to do a show and I'm going to talk about the Titan tour on another show. Thank you for that, Isaac. Or you can also email me. All right, wonderful. Any questions for Connor before he goes? Because we're going to wrap it up. Connor, that was really great. Thank you so much for that.
No
Any
problem.
questions for Connor? Any questions for Connor before we wrap it up?
I'm going to wait a few minutes so people can.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So if you have questions, okay. Someone mentioned a movie at the beginning of the show. I should have written down that movie. Hold on. Someone wrote a movie. Oh, wait. So the captain said, greetings, Rain. Want to add the response to Valiant Thor? Yes, the Pentagon, Eisenhower, and Thor met for a treaty, but they had at least 13 meetings on record, one in the Grand Canyon, Red Dragon meeting. What? Email me, Captain. Email me. I want to know about that. Where can I get more information about that? Red Captain, email me because I want to know about that because the red dragon is in the Grand Canyon, but the red dragon was bound never to awaken. Okay, give me a second here. Okay.
No problem, Queen. I'm happy to teach. And that's why I'm here, guys. I'm here to teach you guys. And same here with Renetta. We're here to teach you. And we're here to make you think for yourselves and make you have an open mind and experience new knowledge. So yeah, I will still be here. Renetta can call me anytime she likes to go on her show and I'll go from there. But if you guys have any questions, I'll happy to answer them right now before we wrap it up. Okay.
Someone posted a movie and now the movie's gone.
That's
Someone posted,
YouTube for you.
yeah, someone posted, hey, this reminds me of this movie. I didn't write it down and now the movie's gone. Can you post that movie again? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe they deleted the movie. Okay, Transformers, Rise of the Beast. Okay. Transformers. Thank you for that. All right, let's see if you have any questions.
Ursula says, will they kill off the Aviant bloodlines? Yes and no. What the Templars would do is that they would interbreed with specific bloodlines, and then they would kill them if they unless that person was a female in order to carry the child. So no, yes and no. They will try to exterminate, but they also need to interbreed so they can take over the world for the kingdom of Jerusalem. That's the Norvis Ordo Seclorum, as I mentioned before, the New World Order, the authoritarian, militaristic dictatorship of the entire world. Does that answer your question, Ursula? I'll give her a
Okay,
second.
Connor. Oh, you wanna wait a little bit more?
Yeah, Transformers is a very interesting connective show. I watch it all the time, but it's full of history. If you watch Revenge of the Fallen, it has a lot of pharaonic stuff in it. Harems, yes. To interbreed, yes. Any other questions before we sign off?
Okay, Transformers. Are these cartoons or are these actual movies? Because I don't do cartoons.
Give her a minute to respond. It's
Okay. Revenge of the Fallen. Is that a cartoon?
action,
Okay, and Rise of the Beast. Is that a cartoon?
action.
Okay, great, 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 great. So I'll take a look at it. All right, guys. So, guys, Connor, thank you.
No
We're gonna close out
problem.
the show. I'm gonna spend a minute just talking about tomorrow. if anyone wants to be there. Let me just put it up on the screen. And then I'm just going to close out the show. All right, guys. So tomorrow we have group session. Remember the group session. Don't forget. Okay, group session. Watch movie day shift. Okay. Starring Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg. Okay. Sorry about the typing. You got to watch that tomorrow. Okay. To book, you book here. Okay. It's on the screen. That's the link. There's still spots available. Guys, and the reason why we're doing this, the reason why I am doing this is because now it's time for my students to graduate to teachers. So I got to train you now on getting comfortable teaching so that way you can talk to people and stuff like that. So you teach me, I teach you. That's the way we're doing it now. Okay. You teach me, I teach you. Okay. Because I want to get you guys up to masters, right? Where you guys can interface yourself and you guys can share what you learned with me. Okay. So that's it for tomorrow. And tomorrow, you know the time. So join us. Tomorrow it's 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. I hope everyone is going to be there. That's the link. Love you guys. Thank you. And thank you, Connor.
No problem.
Bye.
See you guys.
Okay, bye.